areas are going to see as much as an inch or two of rain. Probably a lot of areas are going to see more than that. 2 to 3 inches in the darker colors here around eastern New York, portions of Massachusetts, Connecticut, and on up into New England. So we'll continue to monitor the threat of some flooding even around the New York City area. We've got rain that continues in the region, more thunderstorms, and then becoming a bit more spotty toward tomorrow morning before beginning to dissipate during the afternoon. Kelly?
Our special coverage of the East Coast storm threat continues right after the break.
In a world of fake, fried, and frozen, Boston Market promises to make food good. Like our all-natural rotisserie chicken. Now, meals start at just $6.99. Boston Market, all good.
6 smoky hours, 1 tasty dish, slow-braised pulled pork, now at Boston Market.
Let's do this. Don't think it's possible? Think again. With the summer's best savings, the upgrades are better than ever. So let's go for the bells and the whistles. Fridges that open like this. And whoa, did you see that? It's time to reset our expectations. Right now, it's all within reach. Let's do this. Get a Samsung washer, dryer, or fridge, each just $9.98. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
The Honda ATV clearance event is going on now, which means it's your time to ride red and save green. Your Honda dealer is offering incredible deals on America's best-selling ATV lineup, the Rugged Rancher, Dependable Foreman, and Trail-Hungry Rubicon. Right now, get up to $500 in bonus bucks on select models and fixed financing rates as low as 2.99%. So if you're ready to ride red and save serious green, then head to the Honda ATV clearance event today.
When the moment's spontaneous, why pause to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis for daily use and the free 30-tablet trial.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
When news breaks, he's there at the heart of the story.
I've never seen anything like this.
You and your 3 children will live in the field.
What made you pick up your phone and start shooting on Saturday?
It is, in fact, a taste of freedom.
When lives change, he's there to listen.
You want your child to be able to walk outside and feel safe and feel like they're important.
When it really matters, you can depend on him.
It's a lot to try and understand here and much to learn.
NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
It can be hotter than Death Valley in your attic. But that's still not hot enough to sweat out bugs. Take these boxes. They're not only perfect for storing old yearbooks and pictures.
You find something?
They're also a perfect food source and nesting material for roaches. That's why I identify their favorite snacks, like old books, clothing, wood. Then I seal entryways and use the latest scientific methods. Working. Pest control down to a science.
Indian country is a battlefield.
This state is taking our Indian children and placing them in non-native homes, stripping them of their culture and identity.
Private industry mines tribal resources, contaminating our hunting and fishing grounds.
The Native American Rights Fund, modern-day warriors fighting to protect the rights and resources of all Native peoples for generations to come. Find out more at narf.org.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 76. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 93. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy skies. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, thankfully, things are quieting down across the Carolinas, but here in Mecklenburg County, boy, did we have some heavy downpours in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. You can see this parking lot covered with water right there. WX Brad, Weather Brad, sending in this picture, sending that out, and basically just telling everybody about the threat for severe weather. We did have some trees knocked down, especially on the south side of Charlotte, reported in Pineville. So again, things are quieting down here in the Piedmont, the western part of North Carolina, but we are still dealing with quite the line of storms moving across the eastern part of the state right now. Thankfully, no severe warnings in effect any longer. This one was really prompting quite a lot of warnings earlier when it was right over Raleigh. Now it's kind of losing its strength as it pushes toward the east, but still flooding is a concern here. That water is going to take a little while to come back down. We saw some downpours here. Kinston still seeing some heavy rain, and now we're going to have to watch Norfolk and Virginia Beach yet again after getting hit earlier this afternoon. We're watching more rain kind of moving in that general direction. You can see some thunderstorm activity on the north and west side of Richmond, Virginia right now, as a matter of fact, and fortunately not severe. Now, we're not seeing severe storms across the mid-Atlantic between Baltimore and D.C., but still you can see that one cell popping up on the southwest side of Baltimore. Your Orioles got washed out today. No baseball today because of all the wet weather. Flash flooding is still a concern across much of the Garden State of New Jersey. You can see Toms River included in that flash flood warning. Mets had to stop playing baseball right around the 7th inning, and it's tied up. So they're going to finish that game tomorrow and then play a second game. But you can see we're still dealing with a lot of rain across Long Island, down the Jersey Shore. I know timing is terrible. It's a weekend. This is not what you want to see, right? And it still looks like we're going to have a few more showers and storms to deal with tomorrow, at least for the first half of the day. Boston, all that rain is moving in your direction. You can see the Berkshires right now in the western part of Massachusetts getting hit with some heavier rainfall here, just around the Pittsfield area and north of there, perhaps around the North Adams area. Seeing some good rains right now, pretty good soaking. Just the rain gauges across this area, and certainly down toward the Catskills, Mid-Hudson Valley, and back toward the Finger Lakes and western New York State. Still seeing plenty of rainfall out there as well. Let's zoom back into the Washington, D.C. area. I'm happy to say that flood watch that was in effect earlier is no longer. But again, watch out, especially where you see some of the heavier downpours around the Glen Burnie area. There could be some issues with big puddles forming out there that you'll have to dodge if you're doing any traveling tonight and on into tomorrow morning. Nick?
And Kelly, as that heavy rain moves into Baltimore, here's what it looks like now on at least one of the freeways. A lot of ponding of water out there today, and we could see more. The ground's already saturated, and more heavy rain on top of that. Flash flood watch, it was in effect earlier in the day. 2.86 inches of rain just today, boosting their June total to 12.84 inches for June. At this point, it's the fourth wettest of any month on record there. And this is why we want to keep you informed of the flash flood threat, because, you know, over half of the flash flooding incidents occur from folks in their vehicles, because water weighs 62.4 pounds per cubic foot, typically flows downstream at about 6 to 12 miles per hour. But bear in mind, when you're trying to drive through those water-covered roadways, that water is pushing against your car at that speed. Doesn't sound like much, but the momentum being transferred to your car, for every foot of water, 500 pounds of lateral force is applied to the car. And what's more, you get that water rising and it can actually lift your car up off the road. In effect, the car actually weighs 1,500 pounds less for each foot of water rise on that roadway. 2 feet of water will carry away most vehicles. That's why we tell you again and again, turn around, don't drown, find a way around those flooded roadways. And you may need to do that from the Mid-Atlantic northward through the night and tomorrow. Kelly?
All right, good advice, Nick. We've got much more ahead as our special coverage of the East Coast storm threat continues. Coming up, the very latest with our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, after your local on the 8s.
So you ready for tonight? And don't it feel nice?
Summer never looks so good. Bud Light Lime. Same 100% natural lime flavor in a new bottle. Summer on.
Listen up, team. I brought in some protein to help rearrange the fridge and get us energized.
I'm new Ensure Active High Protein. I help you recharge with nutritious energy and strength to keep you active.
Come on, Pear. It's only a half gallon.
I'll take that.
New Ensure Active High Protein. 16 grams of protein and 23 vitamins and minerals. All in 160 calories. Ensure. Take life in.
Next.
Expected wait time, 55 minutes. Your call is important to us. Thank you for your patience.
In the nation, we know how it feels when you aren't treated like a priority. We do things differently.
We'll take care of it.
We put members first.
Thank you.
Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
This is good, Mom.
Good? It's delicious. And this new kibble blend is so healthy.
Thank you.
No, Nancy. Thank you. Kibbles and bits, because every bit matters.
Beautiful job. I knew you had it in you, and it was easy because of my color-rich technology and all-climate protection package. It penetrates deep for long-lasting protection and beauty. Olympic Elite for beauty and protection that lasts, exclusively at Lowe's.
Hurry into Lowe's and find big summer savings for this 4th of July, like 10% off all in-stock deck boards. Plus, get a Kingsford 2-pack of charcoal for only $9.88. Don't miss out on summer's best savings at Lowe's.
Every backyard comes together around a grill and Kingsford charcoal. Gather round.
There's a more enjoyable way to get your fiber. Try Phillips Fiber Good Gummies Plus Energy Support. It's a new fiber supplement that helps support regularity and includes B vitamins to help convert food to energy.
These are good. Nice work, Phillips.
The tasty side of fiber from Phillips.
Hi, I'm Brenda, and this is day 1 of my Hydroxycut transformation.
We're gonna live free.
I lost 37 pounds. Look at the new me.
Hydroxycut is America's #1 selling weight loss supplement brand. Lose weight your way. Mix and match gummies, tablets, and drink mix.
Hydroxycut has completely changed my life. I can finally fit into the clothes that I love.
Hydroxycut lets you lose weight your way and look for new Hydroxycut appetite control to help curb hunger for hours.
Physical? Top chef.
Gets me jazzed is watching this young talent.
So good! Top chef! Disco!
The X1 voice remote from Xfinity.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 76. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 93. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy skies. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Good Saturday. Saturday evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our special coverage of the East Coast severe weather threat. I'm Kelly Cass.
And I'm Nick Walker. Boy, it's been a busy weather day into the evening across the east as we track severe weather and flash flooding. But we've got some sad news to report to you out of the nation's capital tonight. Our affiliate WRC reporting one woman and her child have been critically injured by electricity here in Chevy Chase, Maryland. Police have released few details about what exactly happened.
Now, the Washington Post is reporting that the area was experiencing significant flooding when that incident took place. Perhaps a lightning strike or some kind of electrical current may have been sent through those floodwaters.
Well, in the meantime, another potentially deadly situation here in Vienna, Virginia. Police having to shut this and several other local roads down as floodwaters cover the asphalt.
And did you know that nearly half of all flood-related deaths involve a vehicle? And that's why we always tell you to turn around, don't drown. It's really nearly impossible to know just how deep or how strong that water can be over a roadway. Making the wrong decision can and often does turn deadly.
And we had that problem around the D.C. area with 1.8 inches of rain today. Got a live look now at the soggy night in the nation's capital. The rain tapered off a little bit, only to return in a big burst here in the last hour or so. Now moving through the Baltimore area.
Kind of a misty look there at the capital there in D.C. And we've had plenty of storms slamming the mid-Atlantic down into the southeast as well. And we're not quite done with the threat yet.
No, we still have some flash flood watches out there. It's a widespread area that includes much of Pennsylvania, portions of New York State, and all the way back toward Ohio, where they had some flash flooding ongoing today in the northern part of the state. But we also could see that threat all the way up into upstate New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts and Rhode Island as well.
Oh, it has been a busy day. We want to bring in our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes, for the very latest. And Greg, thankfully, not quite as many warnings as we were seeing earlier.
No, not at all. We had about 100 reports of severe winds. That means 58 mile per hour or higher, or that caused damage this afternoon and evening out ahead of this cold front. Now, the temperatures have cooled down a little bit, but still, it's a tale of two areas. North of this red warm front, we don't have much, if any, cloud-to-ground lightning. South of that, we have some, especially down across the Carolinas, and still a low, but pretty close to zero chance, I think, at this point, of severe thunderstorms. That was a different story, though. Earlier today, we had a lot of damaging winds reports all the way from that warm front area down across into the Gulf Coast states. All those blues mostly are reports of severe winds. Now, here's what I was talking about. You see a little bit of lightning, cloud-to-ground lightning around Richmond, and then down into parts of the Carolinas. But I'll take and give you a jog up to the north. We see a little bit up around Buffalo. That's close to the surface and upper low there. But what you're not seeing is farther east, any cloud-to-ground lightning there. But you're seeing a lot of heavy rain. So that's where that warm, moist air is being lifted up over that warm front that I showed you. And as that air is lifted, it cools, it condenses, the raindrops fall out as heavy rain because there's a big shield of that that's being lifted across. And a lot of that shield is over New York City, up into Hartford, Connecticut, even Massachusetts now. Occasionally, little bursts of heavier rain embedded in that, but wouldn't rule out a lightning burst now and then. But the heaviest of rain is down closer to that warm front area where you're seeing some of the red cores in there. Monmouth and Ocean counties, it's still raining very hard. You have flash flood warnings all the way down into parts of Atlantic and Burlington counties as well. And earlier that was going on around the Vineland area. It's let up there, but still runoff from the heavy rain that has fallen. Radar estimates, and we have ground truthing of over 4 inches of rain in a lot of these places. 4.2 near Vineland, 5 inches now indicated by Doppler radar between Little Egg Harbor and the Toms River area. So those low spots, underpasses, things like that, they may be flooded, and even some of the roads where the streams may come out. So turn around, don't drown. Earlier today, it was thunderstorms going across Washington and Baltimore, gave flash flood warnings in there, as well as over in this Cecil, Kent, and Queen Anne's that hasn't quite run off through that whole area yet. You still have a flash flood warning. It's a little patchier now. Storms with lightning in them here and there off to the north and northwest of the Richmond area. Can't totally rule out a severe thunderstorm there. Now here, there's lots of lightning. I just haven't turned it on so you can see where the storms are. A little patch of storms, maybe east of Kinston toward New Bern could give a spotty damaging wind gust. This one coming toward the north of Jacksonville. One near Burgaw coming toward North Topsail Beach. But no warnings on those at this point. Here's that big upper upper low that I was talking about, it's not moving real fast. What is moving fast is the jet stream that's on its south flank, and so it is pushing the cold front eastbound and stripping off some of those mid and high clouds that are racing off and have raced off this evening into southern parts of New England. The back edge of the rain will be near that cold front, so we'll watch that going, say, till 2:30 in the morning or so, maybe coming one more last round toward Washington, D.C. All of the severe threat seems to be over in the Carolinas. Watch here, maybe even until, say, to late tomorrow morning, though, we may still be getting some rain in the New York City area as that warm front is not going to move very much, and that upper feature just keeps sliding along off to the east. So endure it. Probably it'll clear out by Sunday afternoon. Kelly, Nick?
Tornado on the ground. And we live in
All right, there you heard it. Facebook user Jim Goss posting this video of what appears to be a tornado there in the distance on the ground near Durban, North Dakota. This was earlier this evening. Durban, by the way, about 40 minutes just to the west of Fargo, and this entire area still under a tornado watch until 10 o'clock local time. And we've had several severe warnings as well as tornado warnings. We've had reports of huge hail with some of these storms too. We're talking bigger than golf ball, in fact, up to baseball size hail. So definitely seek shelter when these storms come into your area. You can see them all kind of moving out of North Dakota and now moving into the southwestern portions of Minnesota. So here's a look at where we do have the active tornado warnings. This is a tornado warning for Grant County in Minnesota, including the cities of Ashby, Elbow Lake, also around the Hoffman area. You want to seek shelter, lowest level of your home and away from the windows. That tornado warning till 10 o'clock Central Time. Just to the west of that, we're watching this mean-looking thunderstorm right here. Could be some big hail with that too. Watching Roberts and Traverse counties in Minnesota. Tornado warning for you until 9:45 Central. And then we also take you on down towards this thunderstorm, probably producing huge hail. You can see the darker purple and even the white speck, that speck of white right in the middle of that, indicating some pretty large hail just to the south of Akron. So got Lac Qui Parle under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that goes until 10:15 Central Time. And this thunderstorm doesn't look as bad as it did earlier, but we're still watching the Mitchell area, South Dakota. You're under a severe thunderstorm warning until 9:45. Main threat damaging wind gusts and perhaps some hail with that as well. So you can see the general movement of these storms, and of course we're going to continue to monitor them through the overnight. And then again tomorrow we're going to have another setup for severe weather as that moisture returns to the north. Got a strong cold front coming in from the west. Jet stream in play as well for that lift in the atmosphere. So that's going to get some of these storms really cranking from the Quad Cities right on down towards Kansas City. So for tonight, this is the area to watch in red from Duluth right on back towards where we're seeing them now in eastern South Dakota. Then eastern Iowa down towards Springfield, Illinois, and into the eastern parts of Missouri for severe weather tomorrow. And then Monday, as we're taking it back to work, we're going to have to take the umbrellas once again in Louisville, in Indianapolis, Cincinnati, also around Nashville. We could have some pretty strong thunderstorms in Davidson County, Tennessee. So as far as our Sunday forecast goes, the main threat, damaging winds, perhaps better than 58 miles per hour. Large hail a possibility in Des Moines, Davenport, right on down towards Columbia and Kansas City, Missouri. But the actual chance of tornadoes, not a high number, but still can't rule it out completely. In fact, Dr. Forbes giving this a Torcon of a 3. Northeastern Missouri, also southeastern Iowa, and northwestern Illinois. That basically means a 30% chance of seeing a tornado within 50 miles of this location. So again, you'll definitely want to have a plan in place just in case. Nick?
Well, we are going in depth on the continuing severe weather threat that's coming up straight ahead. We'll break down the ingredients needed for storms right after your local on the 8s. In the meantime, we've got some pictures, live pictures here of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, as we've had some heavy rain coming down in the day. The Phillies, well, you didn't get your game in today. We'll try to get that tomorrow in a doubleheader. And we still have problems in the area.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 76. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 93. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy skies. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
There's a chill in the air. Brr. Introducing Master Blast.
What's with the sash?
Oh, I'm a Blast Scout.
What are all these for?
Yeah, they're all for different things. This one's for eating a blast.
Oh, cool.
This one's for getting someone to buy me a blast.
What's that one for?
That one's covering up a hole.
Tons of surprising Master Blast flavor combos you're sure to love. This is how you Sonic.
Head to the Sonic nearest you.
It can be hotter than Death Valley in your attic. Take these boxes. They're not only perfect for storing old yearbooks and pictures, they're also a perfect food source and nesting material for roaches. That's why I use the latest scientific methods. Orkin. Pest control down to a science. Amore.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover, featuring an available Uconnect system with a 6.5-inch touchscreen and available all-wheel drive. Well-rounded, has never looked so sharp.
At the Barrett-Jackson Auto Auction, cars like these can go for a cool million easy. How? It starts with the details, and nobody does details like new Barrett-Jackson Premium Auto Care. Liquid wax, formulated for a Barrett-Jackson quality finish with advanced polymer technology for unbeatable protection and a residue-free shine, making your car look like a cool million by the people who know cars that look like a cool million. Try new Barrett-Jackson Premium Liquid Car Wax. Available at Walmart.
Hurry into Lowe's and find big summer savings for this 4th of July, like 25% off select patio collections. Plus, get a $100 gift card on all Charbroil grill purchases, $329 and more via mail-in rebate. Don't miss out on summer's best savings at Lowe's.
So you ready for the night? And don't it feel nice to lose your mind? Get ready for the wildlife.
Bud Light Lime in a brand new bottle. Summer on.
Kids get to be kids. They're the luckiest. Of course, they can't wait to grow up. But tonight, it won't take much to slow down the clock. If only for the next 86 minutes. Low prices every day on everything to make tonight a blockbuster. Walmart.
A little prep goes a long way with Scotch Blue Painter's Tape. The one with 3M adhesive technology for less paint bleed through and amazing results so you can forget about the redo. Pull off a better paint job with Scotch Blue Painter's Tape.
From the very start, I wanted FitCore to be different. If you come to me, it's because you want to do what I do because I don't do what other people do. It's kind of like creating a brand for myself.
Your business is unique. Your marketing should be too. With Vistaprint, it will be. Put your personal touch on 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. Just enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
Stay true to yourself. You can do this how you want to do it, and somebody else is going to think that's awesome and want to do it that way too.
Vistaprint.com.
Boy, some tense moments at the Lake Linganore Dam in Maryland earlier today. This photo posted by Paige Jones at the Frederick News Post showing us the rescue operation underway after a pontoon boat went over the lake's spillway. Authorities tell us the captain of the boat was killed in this incident, but 8 of the people on board were rescued. While it remains unclear if weather was directly related to this incident, we do know the area experienced strong storms and rain. A flood warning remains in effect for Frederick County, Maryland, even as we speak. There's the area on the map.
All right, very scary indeed, and we're very sorry, to the family of the captain of that pontoon boat. Sad situation for sure, and unfortunately, it takes a while for the floodwaters to come back down again. So we did have torrential downpours earlier today. We had some strong winds accompanying some of these storms as well, and we're not done yet. Let's take a look at the active radar picture, Nick, up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, we still have some warnings there around portions of North Carolina to talk about, and this warning Let's show you the counties where that are affected as this moves into the area. Jones, Lenoir, and Onslow County in North Carolina affected by these thunderstorms. Could see some damaging winds, maybe some hail with this, but we've seen numerous wind threats today from some of these thunderstorms, and that could be the threat here.
Yeah, tree branches and trees have been knocked down between Charlotte and Raleigh, and now, of course, we're watching the eastern part of North Carolina, so definitely be careful. I know a lot of you do traveling. It's late on a Saturday night, so be careful of that. Fortunately, the storms have really come down in intensity across South Dakota. They're still going in parts of Virginia, up into Pennsylvania. The yellows, the oranges indicating where we have the heavier downpours, but thankfully no severe warnings.
Yeah, we've had some severe warnings, though, back into portions of Minnesota, and still currently tornado warnings as well. And we actually had tornadoes spotted with some of these thunderstorms, Kelly.
That's right. In fact, we're watching this tornado warning in Grant County, Minnesota until 10 o'clock Central Time in the Elbow Lake area. Also, this storm, I believe this is where we had the tornado sighting as it came down from Richland County. So Big Stone and Traverse County still under a tornado warning until 10 o'clock local time. Watch out, seek shelter, Lake Valley and Wheaton.
So that threat continues here as we head through the next couple of hours. We also have that flash flood threat on the east and numerous warnings out for that. We'll be continuing to talk about that here for the next several minutes. There's the warnings in New Jersey as all that rain heads northward up toward New York City and Long Island. We could see more flash flooding there.
Hey, but Monday looks better as you head back to work. How's that for
At least Sunday looks better.
Well, let's take a look at the word SLIM. This is actually an acronym for the ingredients of severe weather. It stands for shear, lift, instability, and moisture.
And meteorologist Mike Bettis has this dynamic, in-depth look at shear.
There's a key component to the atmosphere we look at when forecasting severe weather, and it's known as wind shear. And there are two components to it, speed shear and directional shear. So let's first tackle directional shear. Let's say at the surface where you and I live, the winds are out of the south at 10 miles per hour. However, as you go tens of thousands of feet into the air, at maybe the jet stream level, those winds turn from the west. This is 90 degrees of directional shear, and it's this shear that causes the horizontal rotation of supercell thunderstorms. Now let's look at speed shear. Let's go back to our southerly winds. They're out of the south here at 10 miles per hour at the surface. However, go again up tens of thousands of feet to that jet stream level. Notice how the winds can go well in excess of 100 miles an hour. This speed shear causes a vertical rolling motion in the atmosphere. So it's that combination of speed shear and directional shear that is a favorable atmosphere for rotating supercell thunderstorms and potentially tornadoes.
Well, the good news across the south this evening, the shear threat very low here, but we still have some showers, maybe a stray thunderstorm or two as well. That cold front continuing to move eastward, and until it does, we still have that thunderstorm threat being fed by lots of moisture coming from the Gulf of Mexico. Let's talk a little bit about Atlanta, because you had that rain come through today, about 1 1/3 inches at the airport just today. Well, that's basically over for the city, just clouds as we get through the evening hours, and by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon, I think we're going to see a whole lot more sunshine. But for now, this is the way the future radar is going to be looking over the next few hours. Most of that rain staying well toward the south of Atlanta during the nighttime hours. We still could see maybe a thunderstorm or two in southern Georgia, southern portions of Alabama, but nevertheless, it's still looking a whole lot better around Atlanta. Looking better around Raleigh, but we had lots of moisture come through. Thunderstorms continuing to move eastward now, maybe a stray shower tonight. Kelly?
And Nick, as you know, it's not just the wind and large hail and tornadoes, but the threat for flooding that we have to deal with across parts of the east. Coming up, we'll break down the areas at greatest risk for heavy rain and rising water.
What do you think?
When I first sit in the seat, it makes me think of a BMW.
I feel like I'm in a Lexus.
You would think that this was a brand new Audi.
It's like a luxury car.
It feels kind of like an Infiniti.
Very similar to Range Rover.
This is pretty high tech.
Yeah, it is. It reminds me of the Mercedes.
This is Chevy?
Wow. I have a new appreciation for Chevy. They thought about me.
I could totally rock this.
This thing feels pretty boss.
It looks kind of dope.
That's pretty cool.
This is the jam.
Pretty bomb, dude.
Maybe I will go Chevy.
I'm definitely
news breaks, he's there at the heart of the story.
I've never seen anything like this.
You and your 3 children will live in the field.
What made you pick up your phone and start shooting on Saturday?
It is, in fact, a taste of freedom.
When lives change, he's there to listen.
You want your child to be able to walk outside and feel safe and feel like they're important.
When it really matters, you can depend on him.
It's a lot to try and understand here and much to learn.
NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 76. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 93. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy skies. Low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
If you have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, isn't it time to let the real you shine through? Introducing Otezla, a Premolast. Otezla is not an injection or a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. Some people who took Otezla saw 75% clearer skin after 4 months. And Otezla's prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't take Otezla if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. Otezla may increase the risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Side effects may include diarrhea, nausea, upper respiratory tract infection, and headache. Tell your doctor about all the medicines you take and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Ask your doctor about Otezla today. Otezla. Show more of you.
All we need to sell Strongbow Hard Cider is ice. So sorry, Sir Patrick. You're fired.
Fired?
Yeah, fired.
How dare... Strongbow!
1 can of Bush's beans. Home style sounds good, but country style not without its charms. New brown sugar hickory? Who says no to new? Single serve vegetarian? Sure! There are no rules here.
Bush's Beans. What's your favorite flavor?
This is a great place to work, not because they have yoga meetings and a juice bar, because they're getting Comcast Business Internet. Comcast Business offers convenient installation appointments that work around your schedule, and it takes about an hour.
Get reliable internet that's up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company. Call 800-501-6000 to switch today.
Perks are nice, but the best thing you can give your business is Comcast Business.
Comcast Business. Built for business.
Stick vacuums are supposed to make life easier, but that hasn't always been the case. Only the latest Dyson cordless vacuums have a powerful V6 digital motor to generate more suction than all other stick vacuums. Even corded ones.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
and it just hit us,
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Welcome back, everyone. Here's a live look at the tip of the Research Triangle, Raleigh, North Carolina. And boy, did you have some storms rumble on through earlier. It's actually doing a lot better now. Most of the heavy weather is now to your east, but you do remain under a flash flood watch through tomorrow morning. Some of that heavy rain still kind of lingering out there. It takes a while for that water to kind of wash away, but you can see where we do have that line of storms cutting across the eastern part of North Carolina right now. And there is a segment on that line that is showing perhaps the potential for some strong, damaging wind gusts. We're talking about Craven, Jones, and Onslow counties in that severe thunderstorm warning until 11 o'clock Eastern time. So in the Richlands area, if you live in Riverbend, there could be some really strong winds coming through with that particular storm. Definitely seek shelter away from the windows. Lots of lightning with these storms as well, just to the north and west of New Bern. Taking a look at the northern plains now, this has been a very active area all afternoon, all evening long. And in fact, we've had confirmed sightings of of tornadoes today in eastern North Dakota. Now these storms moving into the western parts of Minnesota. We've got Big Stone and Traverse counties under a tornado warning, including Graceville until 10 o'clock Central Time. There's Graceville right there, and just off to the north and east is where we're seeing some rotation with that particular storm. Big hail in association with some of these storms too. We've got Stevens County under a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:45 Central, including the Horton area and Scott area as well. And also here in Minnesota, just to the west of Alexandria in the Elbow Lake area, tornado warning in effect for you guys until Grant County until 10 o'clock Central Time. Ashby, Elbow Lake, or just to the south of Elbow Lake now, and the Hoffman area included in that tornado warning. And to the east of there, just to the west of Alexandria, that is a severe thunderstorm warning. So you treat both the severe warning and the tornado warning pretty much the same. You definitely want to get away from the windows. Watch out for flying debris out there. Watch out for lightning, of course, with some of these storms too, like here in the Madison area where Lac Qui Parle continues under a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15 Central Time. So we've seen reports of some pretty big hail with some of these storms in the Dakotas and now pushing into western Minnesota as well. So definitely watch out for that. Hopefully the car is put away and you are in a sturdy shelter. Here in South Dakota, this was a tornado warned storm earlier, but then it kind of crossed the interstate and it's now kind of weakening a little bit, but still enough for a severe thunderstorm warning. Davison, Douglas, Hutchinson counties remain under a severe thunderstorm warning until 10:15 Central Time. Look out, Parkston. Boy, it is really coming into your area fast, and that storm moving to the southeast at about 30 miles per hour. So definitely seek shelter in this area of South Dakota as well. Nick?
Well, I tell you what, the rain has come down all day long here around Toledo, Ohio. And as a result, we've seen this kind of flooding. J.C. Faniff posted these pictures for us, and we've had flooding along the lakeshore. We've had flooding away from the lakeshore. We've had storm systems that have just kind of sat over the area for several hours. The rain beginning to taper off just a little bit, but there's no guarantees it's really going to stop anytime soon. We've had heavy rainfall, torrential rain falling for several hours in the Toledo area today. Now we're going to move the flash flood threat a little farther eastward and a little farther northward too. We've got plentiful moisture flowing from the Atlantic, from the Gulf of Mexico, a cold front slicing through, an area of low pressure helping to draw this moisture up into New England tomorrow. So overnight, we could see some flash flooding continuing here around New Jersey, where we've had numerous warnings near the beaches, and we've also had as much as 3 to 4 inches of rain throughout portions of central and eastern New Jersey tonight. A lot of that headed up toward New York City and Long Island right now. We'll see more rain and thunderstorms into New York State, into Massachusetts, into Connecticut, Rhode Island. Some of these areas are going to see anywhere between 2 and 3 inches of rain, and in fact, we're going to see some areas that will see more than that. 1 to 2 inches, widespread, but if it falls fast enough, we could see water over roadways, we could see small streams out of the banks, and even during the afternoon hours, it's going to take a while for that to subside, even after the rain stops around the New York City area. And we think it will eventually stop, but not after raining here for the next few hours. Thunderstorms overnight could put down heavy rain before it becomes more spotty tomorrow morning. Kelly?
All right, Nick, a live look at New York City. You can't really see it because it's kind of dark, but we're still seeing some rain coming down in this area. So we are concerned about flooding. Got to watch those low-lying areas like the Springbrook, the Sawmill Parkway. Could be some issues out there on the southern state as we continue to see that rain come on down in New York City and southern New England as well.
Well, we want to say thank you for joining us for our special coverage tonight on the eastern U.S. severe threat and that flooding threat out there.
That's right. We're back in just a few moments with a look at one more thing to tell you about. The radar is still lit up. Stay right there.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 76. Sunday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 93. Chance of rain 60%. Sunday night, partly cloudy skies, low 76. Here's our 7-day outlook.
We are still tracking some pretty strong thunderstorms in the eastern part of North Carolina, still raining on New York City and moving into Boston as well, and tracking severe weather, including tornadoes and hail in the northern plains. So New York City, it is wet, and it's going to continue to get wet for you right through tomorrow morning at least. Boston, back towards Springfield, Mass, into the Capital District. No warnings, but still watching out for flash flooding in some of these areas. Where we do have the active severe warnings right here in the state of Minnesota. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings, even a few active tornado warnings as well. Doppler radar indicating rotation on some of these, and even storm spotters actually citing a tornado earlier as well. So Grant County under a tornado warning here in Minnesota till 10 o'clock Central Time. This is the storm that was earlier spotted with that tornado on the ground. So Big Stone and Traverse County still under a tornado warning right through the top of the hour. Watch out for big hail accompanying these storms as well. Stay with us. Fat Guys in the Woods joins you next.
Man. Whoa. This is it, man. This is the last shot. Kyle, pressure's on now, buddy. You invited him.
Oh, God, that sucks.
For thousands of years, man lived wild, and our triumph over Mother Nature defined who we were. We were rugged, we were strong. And as we evolved, our ingenuity led to towering achievements. We secured our place at the top of the food chain, and now we have the waistline to prove it. I'm Creek Stewart. I'm a survivalist. I've mastered the skills of self-reliance, and for almost 20 years, I've taught them to people from all walks of life. But now, it's your turn for a midlife wake-up call. So get off the couch and into the woods. If you can survive a week with me, you can change your life. Survival is simple. Just don't die. This week, we're in Drummond Island, Michigan, one of the largest freshwater islands in the United States, smack dab in the middle of frigid Lake Huron. With 3 times the snowfall as the rest of the country and temperatures 12 degrees below the national average, any trip into the wilderness is a potential survival situation here. This week, we've got 3 buddies from Tennessee. They're all different, but they all thrive on the same 2 things: competition and football.
Where do we go from here? Well, this was a good idea.
Backpack.
We got bags, though.
In fact, they all coach in the same youth football program. They're passionate about teaching kids hard work and discipline, but this week, it's their turn.
How much food do you think's in here?
Hey.
Guys, grab your pack and walk straight into the woods. Good luck.
10-4, Roger. Over and out. Let's hit the woods.
The first plan of action is for them to successfully navigate their way hundreds of yards into this forest to locate me at our base camp. If they can't do that, the game's over before it even starts.
Martin, this way straight. To your left.
How do you know that's straight, Kyle?
It's because it's to the right.
As a retired Marine and current Tennessee state trooper, Kyle is no stranger to discipline, and that's exactly what he teaches on the football field.
Doesn't that look like sand?
We are on an island. That probably is sand. When I push the kids on my football team, it's to make them better. And that's what we're doing to ourselves out here. We're pushing ourselves to make us better, not just as coaches, but as people.
This don't look like back home either, does it?
Martin considers himself a born leader and a loyal friend.
Kyle asked me to come for him, so I'm here. Hey, Kyle, you go in front in case I do fall off something soft to land on. I might not like it. You might hear me grumbling, but I'm here.
Are you still going straight?
You said go this way. God, I'm glad I'm following you 2 idiots.
Brian met the other 2 guys coaching football. On top of that, he coached his daughter's basketball team for years.
I'm here in the woods, push myself, and like my daughter, her name is Summer. I want her to see that it's okay for you to be on your own, to do things and take that challenge. I can't feel my legs already.
Creek the guys. Stop for a minute and be still. It's incredibly easy to get turned around and lost in this wilderness. And here, you have to use all of your senses to stay alive, starting with finding me. Be still, look, listen, and good luck. Creek out.
Oh, that's awesome. There's no one around. It's cold. I don't like it cold. And I surely don't want to miss supper. I don't hear anything.
I can't hear nothing.
Why don't you shut up so I can?
We even lost our way. I don't even know which way the road is.
All right, guys. We need to listen to something or find something because I'm not going to get lost out here. I'm nervous. I'm apprehensive. Getting lost in here would be not very good. Anybody heard anything? I've heard nothing. We were told to listen, and you've done nothing but talk. You hear that? I heard it now. There it is, boys. I'm going this way. Yeah. There it is. That's an axe. Up there to the left.
You're getting closer now.
It's not really good to hear a chopping noise in the wood, though, is it? Well, there he is, guys.
You found me.
Morning, Creek.
Welcome to Drummond Island and your home base camp for the next 6 days.
Where's the kitchen?
Yeah. It's a beautiful woods, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Well, don't let the beauty fool you because it masks extreme danger. We are in the middle of the season of death here. Every living thing on this island is struggling to hang on and stay alive until spring, and we will be no exception this week, I promise you.
For the first 4 days, we're gonna be working together as a team. On the 5th day, you'll be striking out solo. At the end of this week, one of you will take home the same exact knife rig that I carry. But today, our main priorities are shelter and fire.
So you got your backpacks?
Do.
Let's see what's inside of them. So first, guys, you should have a survival knife. Second, you should have a metal canteen with 1 liter of fresh drinking water. And then lastly, no survivalist with a brain in his head or worth his salt would walk into this woods under these conditions without a fire starting tool. So you have a fire striker.
You might need to help us learn how to use them.
We're definitely going to be using them all week long.
Fire. Let me know.
The only other tool you get this week are these 3 axes. We're going to need a lot of wood for our shelter, a lot of wood for our fire, and it starts today because this morning is Lumberjack 101. Grab your axes and follow me. Let's get started.
Nothing to it but to do it now.
In these temperatures and conditions, there we go. The workload is unbelievable in the amount of materials we have to gather for both the shelter and the fire. There it goes. Give it a little push.
See you later.
We need a ton of wood for both of them. This, guys, is our fire for the whole night. There's nothing more frustrating when you're all tucked in a shelter having to stoke your fire all night long. And so I've got an idea on how to do a fire lay that burns the entire night. We got to cut grooves all the way down on one side, and then we're gonna have to come in and just kind of chip those grooves out. Daylight's burning, guys. We need to get all the work in that we can before that sun falls. The fire lay I have in mind involves only 2 big logs. Kick that one over here next to this one. By stacking them on top of each other, they burn slowly and should last us the entire night. Before you guys got here, I went ahead and gathered up a big pile of birch bark and some dried branches, and we're gonna sandwich all of that stuff in this gap, and that's what we're gonna light on fire. Birch bark is one of the most flammable materials I have ever used, and it's exactly what we need to make this fire lay work. Brian, you got your knife on you, man?
I sure do.
What I want you to do is scrape your knife at a 90-degree angle on this birch bark and just fuzz up the top of that. We've got to create surface area in that birch bark for those sparks to latch onto. We're gonna have Kyle bury the tip of his ferro rod right here and strike that as hard and as solid as you can. All right, put that ferro rod in there, man.
Hold it down hard.
Nice and solid. This is the scrape for your life right here.
I work with the state of Tennessee as a state trooper, but secondly, I spend all my spare time with the youth football, and the reason me and Brian and Martin are here doing this is for their kids, and also to prove to myself that I can do it.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's such a good side, isn't it? Oh, yeah. It'll be better when this is burning.
Good job. Kyle, good job, man.
I never used a ferro rod, so when we got fire, it was excellent. We have fire now. That's something we ain't gotta worry about.
Hey guys, I think we're all set on this fire. We need to get started on shelter, otherwise we're gonna be screwed. Our desire to celebrate over starting the fire is quelled by the fact that we still have to build a shelter. You see all these little spruces all around camp? We need to cut 5 to 8 of those down each. The shelter concept I have in mind is a log cabin lean-to. But the sun is dropping, the time clock is 4-hour build into an hour-and-a-half window, and that is nearly impossible. I don't know how we're gonna get it done.
Nice job, guys. And don't worry, this beauty will last and last because I'm the only paint primer in one with Easy Wash formula, which you may find pretty handy someday.
Olympic One paint with exclusive Easy Wash formula stands up to 1,500 scrubs. Olympic, simply done. Exclusively at Lowe's. Introducing Olympic Rescue It Light. Transform lightly worn wood and concrete into beautiful barefoot-friendly surfaces. Stop by Lowe's and save $5 per gallon.
Amore.
Subito.
The all-new Fiat 500X crossover, featuring an available Uconnect system with a 6.5-inch touchscreen and available all-wheel drive. Well-rounded, has never looked so sharp.
Bridgestone is changing the game in tire performance.
So Will Arnett can get to the store when he's out of diapers.
Well, to be clear, they're not for me. They're for my son. So we should probably go.
We switched Will's tires to Bridgestone's revolutionary Drive Guard tires.
Oh, those look sharp.
It's okay. Our Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat, so no side of the road.
Well, that's good because the side of the road is dangerous, especially since we're going commando.
Weird?
What commando mean?